Okay, here's the latest generation of our ESP32 Robot Servo Controller board. On the front of it has a nice little display screen where you can display whatever you want. It has a large user button. It has a reset button that will reset it all, and has a boot button. If that's held down when you reset, it'll go into boot mode in order to burn the firmware. If it's up and running, you can actually also use that as a user button as well, so you'll have that button and that button. On the back side is all the circuitry that you need. We have the ability to plug up to 16 servos in it, plus you also have all the I/O pins and for all the communication, anything else you want to put into it, ADCs or DACs or I2C chips, UARTs, SPIs, whatever you want, all on this side here. It has a built-in buck converter that will take the voltage from a battery anywhere from 6 volt to 14 volt is the input range, and it will step it down to run it the servos. That little dial there will adjust the output voltage between 4 volts and 6 volts. If you wind him all the way in, he's 4 volts, you wind him all the way out at 6 volts. So we can adjust the voltage from 4 volts to 6 volts for the servos, depending whether you want them to run slow or you want them to run fast. It has a built-in USB to serial chip. So if you want to flash new firmware, you just need to plug a USB cable in there and you can speak to it directly via USB on your computer and program it. If you have the USB plugged in, then you don't need a battery. The USB will run all the circuitry, but it won't run the servos. So you can sort of plug it in and do programming, whatever you want, via USB. If you have the battery in, the battery will run all the servos. If you have both in, the USB will run all the chips and the battery will just run the servos. You pull the USB out, then the battery will run both the servos and also all the circuitry as well. So you can run it a few different ways. On it we have an ESP32, which is obviously a Wi-Fi enabled chip. So it means you can run web servers or control it wirelessly via Wi-Fi or via Bluetooth. It has an onboard chip for creating all the signals for the servos, so no overheads is on that. It also has a little voltage divider up here to monitor the voltage of the battery, so your software at any point can read how much voltage is left in the battery and whether the battery is flat or half full or 3/4 full. And of course on the front here you can put all your user interface and what you want to display and any buttons you want to use. Okay, I've just put my robot board on my robot at the moment and just started writing the very most simple bit of software. I just hit the reset button, so it has an auto boot. It'll start up, give me a little display screen for a few seconds, and it turns over here and it gives me my current battery and my IP address, which at the moment is 000 because it's not connected anywhere. I can use this user button to go through my different options. I can set it up as an access point. In station mode, i.e. connect to my Wi-Fi or not connect at all. I'm going to choose to connect to my Wi-Fi router. I hit that button there. So let me please wait, and then giving me my new IP address. Right, so that's about as far as I've got in the software at the moment. It obviously needs a fair bit more.